First half struggles have been a consistent issue all year. How do you wrap your brain around the slow starts?
Yeah, exactly what TB said. I think if we had the answer, we would have solved it by now as players, as coaches. It's not something that you want to do because that puts you behind in games, and then when you're behind in games, which we've been in a couple of these past games that we've been playing, you got to come back, and it's a taller task. We have to do it. If it happens, but it's a taller task, and you don't want to deal with that every game. If you can get out and jump on people in these teams and impose your will, that's obviously what you want to do early in games, and we haven't been doing that.
We've talked about the value of you getting reps this season. When you're chasing points the way you've had to chase them the last 2 weeks, are those reps a little less valuable because it's not kind of the ideal situation of run pass mix, and you're probably throwing a lot more than you would ordinarily?
I wouldn't say that it's hindering anything or anything like that for me personally. I think they drop back in these coverages. They're mixing up coverages and things like that because obviously, when you get down now, they're trying to make sure that you don't start coming back and scoring points. And it's something that we've done recently pretty well is, when we get down and we come out of halftime and things like that, scoring points, getting after it. And so I wouldn't say I wouldn't put it in that context of it being negative.
Real quick before I lose my mic, was the communication with UNTB the same today as it had been, or in what ways was it different because he was the head coach?
Yeah, I'd say it's the same. I think we had, I would say him and I, him being on the field, obviously you're right there, being able to talk to each other and things like that, face to face. I'd say that was the biggest difference. And then from there, it's just, when you have these promotions, when you have these, these situations that we've had happen with coaches being fired and things like that and promotions, people earn or are promoted to new jobs. And there's new things that they have to deal with. And it, like I always talk about in all the, interviews that I do is all the small things matter. And so, when you have to add more to, what you're already doing and it's something new and it's live bullets flying, there's going to be, every once in a while it's going to, things are going to happen. Communication is going to, be different than what it was in the previous position that you were in just because you have a lot more on your plate. But I think today was, I think we did well today, with the situation that, that has occurred. And we got to keep going, keep fighting, and stand tall.
Caleb, Thomas told us earlier in the week that his message to you guys was about how football rewards teams that play violently.
Yeah.
Just knowing that you guys got outgained by 315 yards in the first half, how do you rectify, whether that's effort, whether that's just being outplayed, how do you rectify that knowing what Thomas had kind of encouraged you guys to do today?
Yeah, we got, we got, I don't know if Thomas said like this, but we got our ass kicked today. And there's no way around it. You can, like you said, they had, I think at one point they had going to half, they had 240-something, I believe. And we had four total yards. So that's regardless of how we feel, regardless of, all of that, we got it handed to us. And so, as offense, defense, special teams, myself, we got to come out and be better. It's just, totally what it is. We got to be more violent. We got to have our screws screwed, and we got to be on point. And that's not what happened today. We started to get something going, and then I end up fumbling the ball. I end up fumbling the ball, and our momentum and things like that from there started going down, and they go score again, and off of that, and it's you have points off of turnovers, and you're already down. It's tough. It's tough at the end of the game.
And just to touch on what you were talking about earlier with the slow starts, knowing that that's been a problem all season long, and sometimes when there is a coach change mid-season, that can maybe give you guys a bump for a little bit, or it could put a Band-Aid over a bigger issue. Does seeing the same problems today that have existed for the previous 13 weeks show you that there might be some other things this team needs to fix that are deeper than just one thing?
Could or could not. I don't have the answer for it being something bigger or just the Band-Aid aspect of it. I think as players, coaches, I think we just overall need to do better. And I can definitely speak on myself. When we get out there, that first half, we got to go and score points, find a way to score points some way, somehow, regardless of how it happens, regardless of, the situation. We got to go out there and score points.
Caleb, what was happening on third down? There's a sequence where there was 4 straight sacks on third downs. What do you think was happening there?
Yeah, the most important thing is first and second down efficiency. Not taking sacks on first and second down. When you get the third down, now it's time to, because if you incomplete, if there's we're short of the line or anything like that on third down, if we run the ball, if I take off, we throw, whatever the case may be, taking a sack, it goes into that category. It obviously matters because now you're going off the field, but incomplete, you're going off the field. We run the ball in those situations and we don't get it. You go off the field, you take a sack, you go off the field. So in those situations, first and second down, you don't want to take sacks. Third down is now the time to make the play, and we didn't do that today.
Caleb, what happened on the fumble?
Yeah. We called a play, and timing-wise, we were just, myself, just a little off. And so I was throwing the ball, and timing was a little off. I held the ball, and my hand was still coming forward, and it was rolled a fumble. So, yeah.
Caleb, how hard is it for the leadership group, the captains, to continue to kind of galvanize guys when you're losing? I mean, it just to go through the streak. I know we talk about the culture and the veterans and everybody in that locker room, but is it difficult to keep pushing and keep getting guys up for week after week until you get that win?
My job is to lead. The captain's job is to lead from the front, even when it's tough. My job is not to get you up to come into the facility to do your job, to come in and have after hours treatment, all these different things. My job is and our job is to go out there and lead the guys, and lead the guys the right way. It's a internal thing, to get up and do the job over and over. And as leaders, we do obviously have to encourage and keep encouraging. We have to stand tall and have that courage. That's the most important thing for yourself. Have courage, and from there you can encourage other guys. And so, as leaders, we have to obviously keep getting up and fighting and leading these guys. That's an internal thing. Getting up and keep going, keep fighting, keep throwing punches. We have to keep coming together. We have to keep finding ways to have productive drives, defense stopping people, special teams on the field, putting it through the goalposts or whatever the case may be. We got to find ways to have successful downs, special teams, defense, offense.
Caleb, very small silver lining today, but you did hit Rome for 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
What did you see on each of those connections?
Yeah, the first one, the defenders on the motion got confused, and they weren't decisive enough. And Rome ran a great route, didn't get collision, and just gave him an opportunity ball in the back pylon, something we practice all the time. And he went up and made a great play, getting both feet down. And the second one, knowing the type of player that 54 is on their side of the ball, they end up being in a 2-shell, 2-high shell, playing cover 4 behind it, I believe. With the back going this way, starting off with 3 receivers, to that side of the field on the right side, and back going across my face. Rome ran a great route. Froze Fred. Fred had his eyes on me in the back, and Rome ran a great route, made a great catch, and it was second touchdown. Thanks, guys. Awesome. The Bears.